Okay, well then I think we're ready, and you can bring us in.
I'm trying something new this week.
All right.
Welcome, everybody, to Reality Riffs Podcast, Episode 12. We're going to do a little something different today. You're giving me that look that you don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, because I feel like did we talk about this something different?
We didn't talk about it.
Was this
But I've been inspired by Sandoval.
Well, that's great because sometimes I get worried that I faked my way through a conversation and I don't know if it was something important that now is coming to bite me in the ass.
No, we're gonna do group meditation.
Oh, great!
No, we're not. We're just gonna take a nice, deep, collective breath together because I need one.
Okay.
Shall we? Let's take a nice deep breath.
Okay.
In. Oh. Okay.
All right.
Now, everybody, I'd like you to get comfortable. Take a drink, maybe a hit, sip a soda, and get ready to take in the smooth riffs of Vanderpump Rules, Season 11, Episode 12.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different. I'm trying to be a little more calm.
All right. Well, I think that's
How'd
great.
you like them apples?
Well,
that's the name of the episode. Not a question.
Well, you want my honest opinion?
Well, yeah, I did not like that opening. I can redo the opening.
Oh no, we're going with that now.
Great. It sucked. Next time we'll do better with our deep breathing.
It's got kind of like a public radio vibe, kind of like sweaty balls, you know? Try my sweaty balls.
I love the sweaty balls.
Oh yeah, I love the sweaty balls.
No, I am just way too sick to like, woo.
No, I know.
Okay, so it's called How Do You Like Them Apples? And the description said, a podcast rehashes the past and has, let me start over. A podcast rehashing the past has everyone spiraling, and Sheana releases a new song. Oh, and I forgot to say, I'm Jessie here with my sexy, unique husband, Phil.
Hi, everybody.
Hey. Okay, that's that. But before we do get into the episode, that was basically a recap of Bethany Frankel's shitty podcast. I don't know. I just feel like this episode was so Rachel heavy that she deserves more of a paycheck than Katie.
Well, yeah, Katie
all
wasn't.
Season.
Yeah, and Katie wasn't hardly. Well, Katie's not even barely hiding the fact that she's over the show. You know what I mean? Like,
she's just there for the paycheck.
Yeah, I mean, and Ariana is too, for the most part. You know, I said, I think
it's probably a decent one. I'd probably be there too.
So let's just jump in.
Okay, we're at Kyle Chan's where Sheena's filming her music video, and I'm over it. Katie calls in sick, but Sheana doesn't believe her, and she's recording this version with the 27s, and it is such a better version, like a more listenable version to me, because you don't hear her. And like I said, I'm so over it. So thoughts, go ahead, go off, because I can't.
I think it sucks.
Have you heard the first?
Doesn't matter.
No. This is better though. It does matter
fine.
if we're comparing.
No, but fine. But like this is supposed to be like Sheana trying to resurrect, quote unquote, her music career. This is a fucking sandwich shop. You know what I mean? Like, this is just.
Did they say resurrect her music career?
Well, she's making new music. That song fucking sucks. Holy shit.
Well, that's like
the day before the new Pearl Jam album talks, we're going to talk about like Sheena's new music. Like, come on. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say this. Sheana is worse than Ninja Scum.
Oh, yeah.
And that's saying something. That's saying a whole hell of a lot.
Because she's trying.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, we were trying to be a psychedelic noise band and getting on Icelandic television. Never panned out. Sucks. My music career was a failure.
She thinks she's good.
Okay, well, so then she needs to go. I don't go on American Idol or like, you know, one of those shows. The Voice.
No, American Idol's the funny one. Remember, that's the one with She Bangs, She Bangs.
Oh yeah, but then And then,
but I guess Simon isn't on that anymore.
No, but he's on America's Got Talent. I don't even know if these shows are still on anymore. I have no fucking clue what people watch on TV anymore. But
my mom might know. She watches that shit.
No, but it'd be good to have her on The Voice. Can you imagine her going out on The Voice and nobody turning around? That would be watching her cry as she walks off stage.
You see, I think it'd be more funny to watch on American Idol, because when people suck, well, I don't know, I haven't watched since that one guy with She Bangs, and it was really bad. But that was it, because I just saw the commercial, and then after I saw that, it made me chuckle, but now I don't know. Anyway, they used to be pretty harsh with the contestants who couldn't sing, and that was like the whole reason to tune into American Idol. After that, I was like, no. But like The Voice, if nobody turns around, it's like those judges act well, and I haven't watched that for years either, but the last time I watched it, they would be really nice to the person.
Mm-hmm.
I want someone to tell Sheana the truth.
It's like you don't have what it takes, Sheana.
It's so funny because at the beginning of this season, it was started out so slow and so bad that when I did hear Good as Gold, I got so excited because it brought back the old days of Vanderpump Rules. Now I hear it and I'm like, Sheana!
Well,
and I mean, I know that I could do my Sheana impression very, very well today because.
Well, apparently.
Have you heard my sinus situation?
Yeah. Well, apparently you can't even find the original video anymore. Like you could go find it on YouTube or Google search it.
I don't know if she ever did a video for that one.
Isn't this the one where she was like fucking some dude or something?
No, that was a time when you must have been pretending all too well to listen.
Well, no, I'm sorry, I'm not retaining everything in BPR college. I'm just saying.
No, I told you, and just so.
Well, refresh my memory.
Yeah, when we were watching, I told you, just so you know, this isn't the song that goes with that cringy video.
Okay, well, whatever. That cringy video song doesn't.
I don't even know what song.
Vaporized. It's become an unvideo.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, damn. I don't even know I can't remember which song that was. I'll have to go back to the... But, I bet the episode is still there. I hope they didn't take the episode down.
Oh, no. I'm sure that it'll only exist on there.
Anyway, we hear a plane flying overhead, letting us know we're at DJ James Kennedy's.
Yeah.
And this is where Rachel's podcast is first mentioned, because he and Allie are talking about the Graham part of it all, because yeah, she tells the whole story. That was where I first heard about the Graham saga, but was on Bethany's podcast. But then we go back to the studio where the girls are talking about the podcast, and it's so funny when, okay, so Lala asks, or anyway, Sheena's like, I haven't had time to listen to it, and then she proceeds to break down every single thing that was said about her in great detail. I thought that was hilarious and so Sheena. What did you think?
I guess I didn't know what the podcast was, so I guess I didn't, and I don't know the history, so I didn't.
Oh, it's just the history, the podcast. So you really actually want it. It's just her sitting down with Rachel.
So what'd she say about Lala? Because I've forgotten.
Oh my God, I should have listened to it in preparation. What did she say about Lala? I don't think she said a lot about Lala.
No, but she was talking shit about Ariana. And she was talking shit about Sandoval. And I think that's probably the most important. Who gives a fuck what she said about anybody else? Right? She's basically,
yeah.
Sandoval, even though, okay, and so here's the thing. Fuck Sandoval. And not even for what he says later on. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
For what the fuck are you crying about? Like 2 weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, Lisa sat you down and was like, it's over. And then you went out and we're like, all right. And then you could just see this flood of relief come over him.
He went to speed dating, singles night.
Yeah, you just see this.
To find a date.
Yeah, you just see this flood of relief just kind of wash over him. Like, oh God, I don't have to pretend like I fucking love Rochelle anymore, or Raquel. I'm going to call her Rochelle because I think that
it's an amalgamate.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And so it's like, why are we acting like this is a big fucking surprise now and you're getting all emotional? Like, I don't.
Honestly, I think he thinks it will make him look bad if he doesn't, and it makes him look good if he does.
Well,
cry about her.
Fucking idiot. It makes him look like a dipshit.
Well, you know what would endear him to the audience? A little truth.
Oh, yeah.
Not even truth, but just, no, don't be and say who you are and what you want. Because when he does, God, is he a dick.
Oh, poor Sandoval. Just life is not going his way.
Oh, and did you notice that DJ James Kennedy has a new confessional look? He kind of looks like a Vegas card dealer. Or like, no,
Elvis
a Vegas
impersonator?
No, like a magician. That's what I mean. Because he has like this sparkly blazer, and he doesn't have his hair coiffed the way it. They must have run out of the mousse or what they usually use because it's like flat and
Looks
a
like
little
he had a
curly.
haircut.
Yeah, but that's because it wasn't combed back like and slicked.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of curly and flat.
Oh, well.
I just noticed because he's usually so nice, clean cut.
Well, maybe he likes that haircut. Why are you shitting on his haircut?
I sure hope he didn't change his haircut because did you watch the reunion?
Mm-hmm.
When he said that Tom Sandoval was a worm with a mustache or something like that, or told him to shave his mustache, and then Sandoval said, "I'm James Kennedy. I've had the same haircut for 10 years." And he's like, "Yeah, because it works for me." So if he changed his hair, it would be under Sandoval's influence. So I hope he didn't just get a haircut. I hope he just had a new stylist that didn't know how to do his hair correctly.
Well, sometimes people just like to change their hair. and the rest of us should accept it.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyway.
Oh.
Did you have anything else to say about what was being said on the podcast?
No, it was just...
I'm sorry, it's been months, so I can't answer your question about what she said about Lala. I don't remember.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
What she said about
Like I
Lala.
said, the only thing that really matters is whatever she was saying about Sandoval and Ariana, because it's not like she's friends with the rest of them.
Well, it's not like she cheated on the rest of their significant others.
Well, apparently, though, she owes all those people an apology, too, so...
Yeah, I don't...
Because... Whatever. So, yeah. No, I think that's pretty much it.
And then we're at Tom and Ariana's? Or no?
No, then we go to Tom, right? Or is it back to Ariana? What Ariana was talking with... Because then she was just explaining, like, right, that Ariana, like her and Ariana weren't really that close, and basically it was like a mutually beneficial relationship or some shit like that. She made it kind of sound like... Well, and I think what maybe Rachel is pointing out that maybe people don't want to hear, too, is sort of the transactional nature of all these people's relationships, because they all do know it's a show. They're all reading about their fandom in real time on the show, and they're all counting fucking dollar signs. You can't tell me they're not.
Right.
And so when she says, like, they're in a mutually beneficial relationship, well, obviously she was in it for the money, but I think that a lot of those people, if they were honest with themselves, would just admit that too, and then the drama would just fucking disappear. And then there'd be no show. But I mean, like I said, the wall was broke. And I don't think there's no putting it back.
I know, but...
When they picked up the cameras and started filming again right after, they broke the wall. They could have let that be the next season.
Yeah. Excuse me. But, I think that there's enough going on where we don't need to do the Scandival shit anymore. But this, I don't know if...
But do we? Because...
This entire episode, we'll see.
Well, I mean, no, but to that point, I would argue, I mean, if you go back to, where's Tori?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not that there's a lot going on. If there was a lot going on, that actually would have been something. That was nothing. That was a tableau to throw on for an episode,
Well, one can only hope. I don't know. It made me so uncomfortable, I guess. Like, if they had... Okay, pretend Joe was the third. It would have made me, like she had been the Tory.
Mm-hmm.
It would make me far less uncomfortable because she's their age and she's a little nutty. That would have been fun. But
well, then Joe's in the group, right?
Yeah.
And then she's in the incestuous circle, and everybody's happy, and let the fucking fireworks start. Right?
That would be kind of fun.
But who is Tori? I mean, and that's fine.
Sheena's ex-babysitter. I don't.
You're gonna bring this 24-year-old girl back in with these fucking middle-aged fucking alcoholics and be like.
Where she's the one acting age appropriate.
Yeah, so it's just like, that.
I'm not saying that a throuple is, or whatever, they're just dating. And there's nothing wrong with that except for they were using it as their storyline, so we get to talk about it.
Yeah. But now we're talking about the fact that it's not a storyline. It was ooh, look over here.
We're jumping lights. The shark on Vanderpump Rules now.
Yeah, and I think that happened when in that scene when they were at the pool. But anyways, we can talk about last bit.
Okay, so we're back with the girls. And Lala asks Ariana if she can host a party at her place. But I guess without Anne, neither of them clean, so the answer is no. It's so wild to me. Like, even our house, when it's piled up, we can get it clean in a couple of days, or at least enough to throw a party. Like, if our house were as large as Tom and Ariana's, we could get that kitchen. Hire someone. They have the money to hire someone. Say, Lala, if you hire someone to come over,
take 3 hours. Take 3 hours of your day. Take out some goddamn garbage.
Yeah.
Fold your laundry.
Yeah.
Mop your floor.
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna try not to judge because I would not want anyone to see my bedroom right now.
Well, the rest of the house is really nice.
Good.
Yeah.
But I mean, as I'm looking at the trash, I just saw 3 things that belong to the children. So, mi casa es their casa. Okay. But, anyway, we were talking about, she was gonna ask if she could host that party. Okay, so I'm a little confused on what exactly an insemination party is. It could be, in my mind, it can be one of 2 things. One, a party where everyone is going to come together and choose a donor, or a party where everyone's going to be there while Lala is being inseminated. 2 very different parties. I'd still go to either, but I'd rather know which is gonna be which, so I can at least know what to wear. I don't know. But
well, I wouldn't have been invited to this party anyway.
I was gonna just say I'd just be honored to get the invite. Because I feel like you would have to be pretty close to someone to get invited to a party like that. Yeah. And as we saw, it was a very intimate setting. I think it's cool the way she's going about it. I mean the whole concept is like, I don't need a man, so you don't need to invite men to this party to help you select this, right? So you wouldn't have been invited because she said no straight dudes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it kind of makes sense though, right? Like the whole point is like, fuck dudes, right? Like, I'm gonna have a kid without a dude. Yeah. They're good for one thing.
I just think
Or
unless they had
millions of little things.
No. Like, because when you're going through those, I think they have to have, or they do have pretty high standards.
Mm-hmm.
So without a photograph being my final, like in case of a tiebreaker, because I wouldn't want to look at any of the pictures until after I'd chosen based on these are the qualities I want my child to have. Mm-hmm. But I would definitely, if there was a tie, whether it was a 2-way tie, 3-way, whatever tie, I would take the best looking then. But yeah, so I don't know if they get pictures or not. But it seemed weird that I know that their process has to be a lot deeper than favorite animal, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure the details that they share on the show are probably
no, if they have to go through a psych eval. But it was just funny because they just kept saying what people's favorite animals. I know someone's was a lion and another guy a dog.
Oh, but I mean, I guess if you want a dog person, you're gonna want to know that.
Why, you want a lion person? You want some jungle cats?
Well, no, then you can look at this person and go, this person is not realistic. Okay, moving on.
No.
This person doesn't have a grip on reality or had a mobile when they were a baby flying around in circles.
But I think...
Or came from Africa, perhaps. I don't know.
I think if you ask most people what their favorite animal is, besides myself, they're going to tell you either a flying animal or I mean a bird, I guess. Is a bird? Yeah, it's an animal. They're either going to tell you something exotic or, a lizard or snake or something like that.
What's your favorite exotic weird animal?
Oh, you're asking not
pet.
Not my favorite animal?
Yeah, if you were going to be the person that was like, I like lions, like, okay, what was your imaginary, like, animal that you like?
Oh, you mean exotic?
Yeah.
Or not my because my favorite animal is a chocolate lab.
Oh, yeah.
But, okay, so my favorite, it's a tie between silverback gorillas and elephants.
All right.
I don't know. What do you...
Well, good. Then I would be like, there is somebody who is probably interested in saving the environment, taking care of animals.
They are both in need of it. But also they're both smart, compassionate, and I think they have brain capacity bigger than... I don't know.
You could see somebody...
They're just cool.
Yeah. Well... But somebody will have like my favorite animal's a bald eagle,
or like a crocodile, the crocodile hunter. Remember? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I say some people say snakes and lizards and.
Yeah, but you could.
What's yours? Did you just tell me and I forgot? No, because you were talking like Tiger King.
Like if the. Not necessarily exotic, I guess, but like
big.
Yeah, I would definitely say like
wolf. I just said
no,
not a wolf.
Wolf. No, not a wolf. I mean, I've never
grizzly bear.
Well, either a grizzly, but that's easy, right? That's like
that was too easy.
Yeah. But I would say maybe a moose.
They scare me.
Yeah, but like that whole time we lived in the woods, that was like the coolest thing I saw. I didn't see any bears.
Were you there that day when that moose was?
I didn't see that moose, no.
Oh, but there was one that would bed down in our yard.
Yeah, but I did see a lot. I saw that one freaking moose that got hit by that pickup, and then that semi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was.
I don't want them to die, but I just didn't want them in my yard.
Yeah, no, I was driving.
Freaks me out.
I was driving to school one day.
They're so aggressive.
And I looked, and there is a pickup on the side of the road with its flashers on.
Oh no.
And so my first thought was like, this dude get pulled over or something? Like, I mean, I was like half a mile away. But by the time I got closer, I looked and I saw, okay, that dude just sitting there. There's a big ass moose with a huge freaking rack dead on the side of the road.
Oh,
and then I looked to the left, and there was a semi truck that was behind that pickup.
Oh.
When that pickup hit that moose, and it stopped that pickup, right? And so that semi veered off across the highway out into a field and turned over onto its side.
I was gonna say, did it have a huge grill on it or what? Because otherwise it would smash. I don't think people understand how big moose are. Like I was thinking, when you said there was an 18-wheeler, did you mean that kind of truck?
Well, no, it wasn't an 18-wheeler. It was just a regular pickup that hit.
No, but the other one.
Yeah.
I thought you said you saw two trucks.
There was an 18-wheeler turned over in the field that didn't want to go and drive over the top of the pickup that had hit the moose.
Oh my gosh, that was... Oh, so he sacrificed his truck instead? Man, I bet that pickup thought, I'm gonna die one way or another. If this moose doesn't kill me, this truck's gonna.
I missed it by... I bet you I missed that whole thing by about 15 seconds.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I just remember one time I was driving to school and this deer with a nice rack, so it was a buck, came flying over the vehicle that was in front of me, which was a silver van, and just missed me. Like went right into the, or I just missed it actually, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I didn't know there was any vehicle in front of the vehicle in front of me. I thought it was just he and I on the road, and I'm like, is it Christmas? Why we got flying deer? Why are there deer flying? It was the weirdest thing. And then I realized, because the car or that van pulled over to help, and then I felt like the asshole for not pulling over, because I would have helped too, but I didn't realize there was a car that hit the deer, which made it go up in the air. Jesus Christ. I was like, where's Santa's sleigh? Somebody help me out here.
Yeah, but I imagine it wasn't just flying. It was probably like...
No, it did. It was like, woo.
Well, is it?
Well, like it flung.
Well, I'm just thinking more of like...
and over the van, that gray van.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm picturing it more not like Santa's sleigh. I'm picturing it more of like Santa's sleigh and...
or like if he did have
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, when it's just flying across the moon and almost on fire.
Or if the reins get loose. Then they go tumbling out of the air.
Okay, we're getting off track here.
So bad. We might have to cut all that.
No bullshit.
Anyway, where were we?
So we're talking about the sex party.
What sex party?
The baby making party or whatever.
Oh, I was like, I missed a sex party.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, okay, so we're, okay. I'm sorry, I had to take a pregnant pause there because I'm gonna cry. It's kind of like a breakup. I have to break up with Schwartz because he's not a good guy. He hurt Joe.
Yeah, no, Schwartz plays a nice guy, but he's just as big a piece of shit as Sandoval.
Yeah. He just knows how to come off better. But anyway, we're at his house, and I no longer find him charming. Anyway, Tom starts crying over Rachel's podcast. And in this, I am just so over it because did anyone believe that he loved Rachel?
No.
Ever?
No.
Thank you. And that's all I have because I'm so pissed. Because I am... Schwartz, you let me down, man. I wanted you on the show.
Well, and...
I'm sure I'll be back, but...
Is this when he's asking him about being a roommate?
I don't know. And probably.
And Craig's there.
So they're not at Schwartz. No, it's not. I think they're at... No, it's not that time. No. We're at Schwartz's.
Okay. Getting way ahead of myself then.
Yeah, we are not very far along at all.
So this is the part where Schwartz basically is like, dude, you're fucking delusional. Like, get over it. And we got to look at Schwartz.
It's time to move on, man.
Yeah, and Sandoval's like, okay, everybody look at my nails. And, fake cries into his nails. And
he's been doing, I think he must have hired someone to do scene work because he's been pulling up tears better. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it seems
he's able to.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I still don't believe him, but.
Well, he's totally full of shit. As a method actor, I'm trying to think of what he's thinking about to make himself cry. And it's probably all the injustice that's been perpetrated upon him by all these awful women and all these people on the internet and the special forces and everybody. It probably doesn't take him much to make himself fucking cry. The dude's full of grievances. You know what I mean? Like,
he reminds me of somebody I know all too well. But
it's not me, is it? I don't
no.
Around a lot.
No, not you. So should we head to Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, so Lisa, Logan, Schwartz, and Sandoval are all there. Well, Logan really isn't there for the meeting, but Lisa, Schwartz, and Sandoval are supposed to meet to plan on hosting brunches at Tom since Pump closed. And I know we're going to get there, but God, that food looked good. Unless I was just really hungry, but it did. It looked good. But Tom gets, because they start talking about the podcast, obviously.
Yeah, and Lisa's pretty much just like, I don't want to fucking hear it.
Yeah, and he gets pissed at her for telling him that.
Because that means Lisa knows. She knows it's bullshit. And she's the only one that's willing to tell Tom that. Schwartz ain't.
Well, nobody is. No, and I'm...
But Schwartz, you can sit there in those scenes and see it on his face, right?
But Lisa talked to Rachel, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And so... And, I do remember... I think it was on Bethany's. If it wasn't on Bethany's, it was on her own. When she talked to Lisa, I think she told Lisa that it was over between her and Tom. So, like, Lisa knew what was going on.
Because Lisa's the one that said, right, that she was like, what she had said was, because Tom was like, she's not returning my texts or my calls or nothing. She blocked me or whatever, unfollowed me on Instagram or whatever the fuck these millennials are bitching about these days. Like, that's however
it's Gen Z that people are complaining about nowadays, I think.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like, what's this all like I'm not so hip to understand what it means to be like, I just have, like, for some dude to come up and walk to Sandoval and say, sorry man, I had to unfollow you on Instagram, please understand. Like, that's such a weird fucking conversation that I can't even imagine anybody, like, I can't imagine somebody coming up and be like, sorry, I unfriended you on Facebook. Like, huh? What the fuck are you talking about? Anyways.
Oh, yeah, when Jesse said that. But
I have no idea why I just got on that.
I don't either.
Because we were talking about
Lisa was telling him not to listen because there was going to be another part coming out.
Oh yeah, no, but what I was saying is that Lisa, because he was saying about that, and Lisa was basically, and she said, well, she said that you were manipulative, and like that was pretty much like. And she told him it's over. And
yeah,
for most
that's
people,
what surprised me. I was like, what surprised me about that? Oh, yeah, because Lisa told him that she found...
And that's... And so that's either A, Tom Sandoval is stupid, right? Because that's a pretty good, like, hey, I'm not returning your calls. And if anybody sees him, tell him I said he was manipulative. Okay, like, I was pretty much saying, I don't want to fucking see you again.
Well, yeah.
So Sandoval should have got that like 3 weeks ago, and I think that's why Lisa's just kind of like, shut the fuck up. I told you 3 weeks ago she was done with your ass.
Yeah, but he has such an inflated ego that he can't believe that somebody wouldn't want to be with him, even if trained professionals are telling her not to for 3 months.
He needs trained professionals to coach him through this fucking moment in his life if he wants to not be fucking canceled at the end of it. But of course that ship's probably already sailed. It might have sailed with the George Floyd comment.
No, it seems like people have already forgotten about that. If they didn't get... What trip did they take with the tigers and the sex trafficked... Yes. It's like...
Wait a second, did they...
They went to a ping pong show,
Did
but most
Schwartz
of those...
have blonde hair when they took that trip?
I don't remember.
I'm just trying to remember because
He didn't go into the tiger sanctuary. He said he couldn't bring himself to after. He's like, I didn't know how bad it was, and then I'm like, well, didn't you watch Tiger King? Anyway.
Yeah, it's like there's the pictures, dude, and then there's the real thing. Framing is everything. Look at the neighborhood your restaurants are actually at. It's all about how you position that camera.
But Tom tells Lisa Ariana finally responded to his offer, and she's like, oh, that's great, what are you gonna do? And he said, well, it took her so long to get back to me. And I'm like, 2 months, dude, calm your tits. The market didn't change that much, because he's basically trying to say he can't afford it now because Ariana waited so long. No, if you would have done what Ariana said in the first place, you could have been done and closed on this house and moving into a different one.
Well, maybe he came back with a wad of cash from old fucking Fox, from the old Fox company for doing that TV show, and he might have been able to.
Oh, but he owes so many people money that I think that might be one reason he doesn't want to sell the house, because he doesn't want these people he owes to know he has money. because then he won't have a house either.
Mm-hmm.
Or money. House or money. But he says that his thoughts may have changed about selling. And then Lala comes to ask Lisa if she can use her home for the donor party. Did I miss anything in that scene? Anything you wanna?
I'm trying to think here.
About Tom and the house. Or did you notice though when or the way that he just walked in late to Lisa Vanderpump and she calls out his being late and he's like, yeah, whatever. Same way on Nick Vile's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he does not give a shit about people's time.
Oh, no.
Time is money. Just because he chooses to flush it down the garbage by paying an 11-piece band to practice, he also pays for their Ubers home. My God.
That is the saddest fucking thing.
Really, it brings me joy.
Well, I mean...
No, I know what you
mean. I mean, I guess he...
No.
I don't...
It brings me joy to hear that Sandoval's the idiot doing this. That's what I meant.
No, but you know what Sandoval is? He's a fucking Aronofsky film. You know what I mean? Like, he is...
Which one?
The Wrestler. Right? Or...
No, The Wrestler was too good.
Well, no, but it's that same kind of just chasing after this thing that's fucking over, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
go become a butcher. That's what The Wrestler did.
You know what? Tom should get a tattoo of my senior quote. Oh shit, now I forgot it again. Okay, but anyway, I do know this one. He could get, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Well, isn't there something like that? Or laugh because it happened. Don't cry because it ended. Laugh because it happened.
So I'm sure you can probably look it up and
but
find
anyway,
the detail. But yeah,
Tom
right on his ribs.
Cannot be happy that it... I mean, the dude was successful on some level in the entertainment industry for...
Well, yeah.
Until his 40s. Until last year, he was likable enough to never have been the villain that I know of. Like I said, I'm going to go check out and see what else he's been in.
Holy shit.
Until his 40s. Until now. That's why I think he keeps doubling down on the I'm right.
And Sandoval totally misunderstands where he's at. Because Bravo is like this inverse universe, right? Like he's doing, like this is like the reverse of what happens to like Hollywood actresses, right? Hollywood actresses age out of Hollywood. But Bravo is this reverse world.
You age.
Right? Yeah, and men age out. Well, they don't you don't need old men on Bravo. You need young, fit,
that's
likable.
So true.
You're selling a fantasy to a lot of women. That's what Bravo is.
Because the only middle-aged men or older that are on Bravo that you usually see. Now there's some on the Valley, but before that would be on the Housewives. And they would only show them as their husbands. So they would only have, just so we're familiar with the Housewives' families. And some franchises, the husbands actually are so entertaining that they do get a scene or two. But, they're always the supporting. The very, very supporting.
Yeah, like
role. That's interesting. I like that you. Wow, I've been watching Bravo for years, and you jump in and you got this.
And Sandoval has nowhere else to go. Where does he go after he ages out of Bravo?
Because unless he marries a housewife, I don't know.
Because even if you think about it, him and
the Valley. That's why he's trying to get Schwartz to move somewhere with him.
And I don't, you know what I mean? Like
the Valley doesn't need him.
Well,
it's a great show. It's so good.
Yeah. Well, and so yeah.
And I think you'd like it because it doesn't have Sheena and it doesn't have Sandoval.
Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll try it out.
Yeah.
But anyways.
But it has a villain named Jesse.
Well.
And Jax.
I was about to say, so does Breaking Bad, but is Jesse really a villain?
No, not really.
Okay, but anyways.
Okay, yeah.
I don't even remember what I was about to say.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Probably wasn't that important.
It might be I can try to jog your memory.
Oh, what were we talking about?
We were talking about Rachel's podcast.
No.
The house getting sold.
No, we're talking about Bravo something.
Okay. The men, he has nowhere to go because men age out of Bravo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's what I was going to say. Like, even if imagine this world where Scandival never happened and you still had the Tom and Ariana brand.
Yeah.
Tom was moving to be the sidekick, right? Like I think it was going to be probably because it's all like lifestyles of rich and famous. It's just Robin Leach without Robin Leach running around with a microphone in people's faces.
I don't know if he was gonna be the sidekick or not. I think Ariana was the sidekick in that relationship for so long. Who knows where she'd be now if they'd never gotten together. But let's get back to the show.
Okay.
Let's go to Brock and Sheena's. Oh no, actually they go to Ariana's to clean. Now that's friendship. I think okay. If you're gonna come over and help me clean because you're a good friend and you know that my mental health isn't great, the assistant, whatever your reasons are, if you're my friend, don't fucking shame me as you're doing it. Okay, Sheena?
Or do it before we start filming and not during filming.
Has this been there since Christmas? This has been there 6 months. No, it hasn't. And then producers shade her and put 3 months. It goes ding, 3 months, whatever it was.
Well, I think it's kind of
a cardboard box, empty. It wasn't like a pizza box. There wasn't food in it.
That's sort of, I think, that wall, like I said, that wall being broken down, because it's just sort of a vibe now of everybody being just like, you two get the fuck out of this house.
Well, I take a look at that house and I see 2 depressed people.
Oh, yeah.
Because neither of them have other jobs. Really? Do they? Well, Ariana does now, but I don't know if at that time. Mm-hmm. But it's like, Sheena, if you're there to help, that's great. That is a huge deal. And your husband is cool enough to help, like, thank you. And what they're doing, I'm not trying to shit on what they're doing. It's just how Sheena's doing it, I think, is kind of shitty, because in her confessional, she said, I'm used to Tom and Ariana having a messy house. But if it's so messy that she's declining having a party or people come over, it must be really bad. And I'm like, you're a fucking bitch.
or this isn't a festive fucking place that I want to be having a party at, right? Like,
yeah, and maybe don't come over because Ariana doesn't want the. Well, I look at that wall and I call it the wall of depression because it does. It's depressing because, and then I was kind of upset with production too because they were showing dirty dishes and it wasn't even a sink full. You didn't once see an overfilled sink or anything like that. And then also when Ariana said, now that I know I'm moving out, I see a box and I'm not going to. That's how I feel. Or that's how I felt when we finally decided to move.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we got a new box, as long as I knew it was in it, I would just label it. And then it was going to the next house.
Well, yeah.
For a month or so.
Or even that. It's just kind of
unless there's something that needed to be used right away.
Yeah, just start packing stuff up. Of course, like I said, I just can't, for the life of me, imagine being like still living with my ex for that long.
Me either. But okay, this is where
I would be ashamed of myself if I was. I'd be like, I am being a little bitch. Like, I gotta get the fuck out of here and go live my life.
Okay, but who do you think they're both being bitches right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, no, but
and I can say that knowing that they're out of that house now, right? So, you know.
Yeah.
Like eventually it's gonna happen. It was gonna happen the day that she opened up that fucking phone and looked at that goddamn picture of Raquel. They were moving out of that house.
But if Tom had listened to Ariana, they wouldn't still be there because she told him he could not afford to live there without her. And he wouldn't listen. And then come to find out.
How would that be my problem?
No, but that's what she said. She, in an earlier scene, if he had just listened to me, we could have been out of here by March. And we're in the summertime because they start filming in June or July. And they've been filming for a month or two. So it's probably about August-ish.
Well, and because Sandoval is a lazy piece of shit.
Well, and I don't know if
it takes effort to move.
And like I said, after he sells that house, people are gonna come collecting, or they should. But so later on, I get very, very so mad. Oh, I get so mad at Sheana. Like, hold me back. I'm fuming mad at Sheana. And it all stems from this scene. So I had to go back and write exactly what she quoted about her new song, Apples. And this is just part of the... She said, the song, when I first wrote it, was only about Raquel. Then we wanted to extend the second verse, so we wrote a couple lyrics that also had to do with Tom. Okay, end of quote. Okay, so basically it sounds like a song about Scandival that Sheana will profit from, right?
Yeah.
This song, admittedly from her mouth right here.
Yeah.
So I'm not crazy, right?
You're not crazy.
Okay, great. Had to write it down just to make sure. But yeah, she's gonna profit from that too.
She wrote a song called Apples that's about Scandival, and she's gonna sell it for money.
Yeah. But anyway, then after they stop talking about apples, Sheena starts throwing trash. And Ariana has a new confessional look too. I hate it. I'm sorry. Oh, but maybe it's to go with her Chicago theme. I don't know. But anyway, did you have anything to elaborate on?
No, I think we.
Are you excited about apples?
No. I probably won't even listen to it.
Oh, they might play it on the show.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm sure we're gonna have to watch the Good as Gold video. Otherwise, why record it? They're not gonna play it anywhere else, are they? Okay. Tom is at band practice.
No, they're gonna play it at gay bars.
I don't know if they'll play that. Maybe. Okay. But anyway, Tom is at band practice complete with Smoke Machine when James shows up. And their back and forth has me... I mean, DJ James Kennedy is so fucking funny. He makes me laugh. I like that he didn't lose his temper and freak out. He just kept... Bam, bam. It was like a little sparring match. It was fun to watch this, wasn't it?
Well, can we just talk about Tom's vocals for a second?
Yeah, we can talk about whatever.
Because, I mean, holy fucking shit, people. Like, you definitely need somebody to tell you, like...
In that scene, though, he thought he was Anthony Kiedis, and I wanted to kick his ass and tell him to sit down. Because, remember that Stadium Arcadia?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that the Chili Peppers does has that funk.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't you get him... Isn't that what you were getting, a little bit of Sandoval? I don't think he's looked anything like Anthony Kiedis, but I think in his mind...
He's channeling his inner Anthony Kiedis.
And the Chili Peppers. Yeah. And that's... Why else do they need a fucking... Like, how much does that fog machine set you back?
Yeah, and
for practice.
No, I think you can get a fog machine pretty cheap at any Spirit Halloween.
How much is the fog stuff?
Oh, you just buy little bottles of it. You just pour it in there it's like a what's that thing I'm pointing at?
Humidifier?
Kind of like a humidifier type thing. It's just got fog juice and it just
water.
Yeah.
Water is what you were referring to as fog juice.
But no, it's a different kind of chemical.
Oh, right? I thought you meant for the humidifier.
No, for the fog machine. Right? But no, I can't imagine it's setting them back a ton. Probably an 8-ball Coke. It's.
I don't know how much that goes for anymore.
It's the price of a fog machine, I bet. She probably traded some dude for it. Anyways, but yeah, he sucks too. Stop fucking singing, Tom. You suck. Go do something else with your life.
Oh gosh.
That's not gonna pay your bills, bro. For real. Stop. Fucking. You're embarrassing yourself.
Can I tell you some of the quotes that went on?
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me find myself. Unless you have something you want to talk about.
No, you go ahead.
First.
Talk to me about James and Sandoval's go-between here.
Oh my gosh. It was so funny because James shows up and then immediately Tom kind of starts in on Rachel, and he said, I cared way more about her than she did for me. Now she's used me and thrown me away. And James said, I'm paraphrasing, but he said that he just wants it all to go away, and he's done shit talking Raquel. And then Tom gets pissed because for a nanosecond he realizes James's high road is the better one than the one he's on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Sandoval. So he said, oh yeah, basically she was working on herself when she broke up with you. She was selfish for getting involved with me. She said she asked you to quit drinking in secret hopes that you would fail, and that way she could break up with you. And then James says, she was only with you because she couldn't quite get over me. So James says, nobody believes they loved each other. They would just get horny. And, all right, no, he's like, nobody believes you guys loved each other. You were just horny. He's saying that.
Oh, yeah, like Ariana wasn't giving you any, so you go downstairs and go get it from.
And that's when he's
Raquel.
like, no, dude, no, that's just it. We would spend 5 to 6 hours together, have a little sex, and that's the best part. We would just talk and really.
Yeah, Sandoval. Oh, God, fuck, dude.
And then James is telling him he's gonna be 75, still doing karaoke on Sunset. And Sandoval gets pissed, and James, he gets so pissed because James calls his band a joke. I was laughing that whole scene. It made me so happy. I could watch that scene over and over.
Well, I mean, James dropped the truth bomb on Sandoval.
So right? To his face.
Mm-hmm. He's like, dude, you're a fucking joke.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, stop making a fucking fool of yourself.
Yeah. But don't, too, because it's also kind of funny.
Oh, yeah. But like I said, and it's also an Aronofsky film. I don't know how this film ends.
I don't. It's getting dark.
Mm. You know what I'm saying? Is it The Wrestler, where it's just kind of like, oh, shit, got to go back to the butcher shop? Or is it like Black Dahlia? You know what I mean? Like,
ooh. Let's hope the former.
All right.
But then we're at Lisa's for the donor party. And, of course, it's gorgeous because it's Villa Rosa, and that's what Villa Rosa is gorgeous. But anyway, to kick it off, Allie talks to Katie. And, oh no, I guess, are they all together?
Wait, where are we at here?
Because Lala, yeah, okay, so when all the ladies are sitting around at Villa Rosa,
we're in Lisa's backyard, right?
Right. And
oh, that's Villa Rosa.
Lala, yeah.
Okay.
Lala asked Katie, or she said something about Allie telling her that she was miserable. No. And she goes, miserable? Or Katie wants to ask if she used the word miserable. And that was the wrong word to use, because Katie latches on to Allie calling her miserable, and it's like a dog with a fucking bone. It's just a word.
Well, but that same time,
it wasn't the word she used, but it was a synonym for it.
Yeah, but wait, hold on. I'm going to push back on that a little bit.
I know, I'm all about semantics.
Yeah, and that's the point. Like, what Lala said is that she seemed unhappy a lot of the time, which is not the same thing.
But that's what she said.
Oh. No, it's not the same thing as miserable. Words have connotations. I'm an English teacher. This is what I do.
No, I know. And
okay, but let me ask you this. If I came up to you, all right, so the word stench and the word fragrance both mean, like, dictionary definition, smell, right? I'm smelling something. But if I come up to you and I say, hey, honey, that's a wonderful stench you're wearing. That's not the same thing as coming up and saying, that's a wonderful fragrance. You know what I mean? Connotations are important.
I know.
So calling somebody miserable and calling somebody unhappy are two different things.
I'm sorry, but Allie must have innocently forgot that she said,
oh, she was starting shit on purpose.
Happy, and just filled in the gaps, because Katie comes off as a miserable person. Does she not?
Oh yeah, like, Katie absolutely is miserable. She's not wrong.
Miserable.
No, she's absolutely just not anywhere near where she wants to be.
No, and she's always seems to be on the right side of history, but she's just harumph. What is that? Debbie Downer?
Mm-hmm.
But but sometimes she isn't on the right side of history either. But anyway.
I mean, other than actually selecting the donor, that's pretty much the only thing that happens in that scene, isn't
it? Let's see. Well, while they're doing that, we go back to Tom and Ariana's house.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Schwartz shows up, and then assistant Craig looks like he walks out of a bedroom. Is he living there?
Yeah, it looks
like he had bedhead and everything. Like,
yeah,
he fully walked out of there like a roommate.
Yeah.
How does Ariana feel about Craig? Maybe those were his boxes.
What the fuck kind of assistant is Craig if the house is a shithole?
Well, he's not a woman.
Okay, so then what does he do?
He's not a woman. He's not expected to do anything in Sandoval's universe.
So he's another paid friend.
Exactly.
Gotcha, okay.
If he were a woman, Sandoval would expect the whip to be cracked and...
Does it not, like, ever dawn on him, like, the people, like...
I think it's starting to. The man's starting to unravel. He seems a little pissed lately. Don't know if you noticed.
Wait a second. I have to pay for people to hang out with me? What am I doing with my life?
No, but this is where I was like, oh, you lose. You automatically lose. You fucking dumb ass asshole, and don't be an asshole. Okay, and I forgot. I didn't tell you what I'm so pissed about, but now I'm about to. Sandoval has a knife strapped to his leg.
Oh, yeah.
And so Schwartz walks in and he said, "What are you doing, man?" And he's like, "Oh, I've just been sitting here thinking about cutting Maya in half." Schwartz like, whoa, that's dark. He's like, well, Ariana's gonna get half of everything. I'm like, that's how the parable ends, you reject. You know, the one that's willing to cut the baby in half doesn't get the baby.
I guarantee you that Sandoval doesn't read to the end of the story.
And you know what's disgusting? I bet he was just sitting there staring at Maya, picturing himself cutting the dog in half.
Well, he lives in this fantasy world,
like salivating.
I think
Run, Maya!
I think he's kind of like one of these dudes that like feels like, man, I went to the special forces. I've been through some shit. You know what I mean? Like, I got some war stars.
Yeah, but don't cut the dog in half.
Well, he's not going to cut the dog in half. He's just a fucking asshole.
He is.
You know.
But anyway, they're also going to talk about rooming. And you can tell Schwartz wants nothing to do with going into any other kind of partnership with Sandoval, not even being a roommate. And then he's like, no, I was thinking we need to get alone. And Schwartz like, no.
Well, have you not noticed basically every scene with Schwartz and Sandoval? Schwartz is like, he's like usually just sitting down, pushed back as far as he can with his hand down and his fucking chewing on his thumb in every scene. Just listening to fucking Sandoval bitch about Rochelle or bitch about Ariana for whatever. And then...
Yeah, that's Twitchy Sandoval.
Huh?
Oh, anyway, go on. Sorry.
No, Schwartz?
No, but that's Schwartz's his body language.
Okay, because it just seems like to me in every scene he's in with Sandoval, like, I don't think these dudes hang out outside of filming anymore.
Oh, yeah. Because this is the first time I've ever heard either of them claim somebody else as their best friend, like Tom did with Tom Schwartz with Max. I knew they worked together. I knew they hung out together at some times, but I didn't know.
Yeah. I don't know. The vibe I get is that Schwartz doesn't even want to be around Sandoval. Like that, I don't even get the vibe that they're friends. You know what I mean? Like every scene with them seems forced. Like every scene with Schwartz and Katie. Like because Katie just she walks in and rolls her eyes and like, we gotta do it. And we gotta do our we gotta do our duty for the show.
Well, yeah, and it always, and Katie's other than her being a complete troll to Joe, her scenes don't really matter. You know, her role in this show could be taken away and nobody would really notice. But I don't know.
Well, she's got a sandwich shop. She's gonna be fine.
It's not even. It isn't open yet. Okay, so the next day we're at James and Allie's house where they're talking about the donor party. And Allie said she has never really she's never felt called in this life to be married with children. And it just breaks my heart because James started crying. And I totally understand where he's coming from because in the confessionals, he said that he didn't want to waste another 5 years and then break up or whatever. But he doesn't want to start from ground zero.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, he wants to have a family with Al. But she does reassure him and say she does see a future with him. It's just not that, I don't think it's the future that he.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to have a family, then that's a pretty big.
But I don't know if James understands he would maybe have to quit DJing for a while. I mean, his wife or his significant other might want him home at nights, like raising the children too. I don't know if he's ready for, but it made me sad.
But I think it's just
he's ready to be thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't think he was putting any pressure on her.
No,
it's just her saying, yeah, but probably not there, DJ James Kennedy.
We'll see if I get contracted for next season.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not convinced that she's, was really ever in love with James. So.
Yeah, nah.
I don't know. She just seems, I don't know, every scene, like, she just seems so awkward, like she doesn't belong there.
Yeah, kind of like she's been called in to be the voice of reason because nobody expected Lala to be this level-headed. I mean, I did. I'm loving Lala this season. I always liked Lala, but this season her rationale, even when she's angry, she's able to make a point.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like a person who can do that because I can never make a fucking point. I always lose my train of thought. That's probably why. But anyway, we're at Tom Tom for brunch next. And Tom and James sort of kind of call a truce. Like, sorry about the other day. Yeah, you too, man. Like, but nothing deep. No, whatever. I'm sure it'll get brought up again. And then Lala calls Schwartz dad bod Ken. And I thought that was hilarious. Brunch looked delicious. Oh, this is where Katie and Lala talk. Or, they kind of both cry and they end up agreeing that they both need to make more time for each other, I think.
Right, and they both kind of looked like that. That's never gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, because these two have been fighting since the beginning.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe we get to find out that the reunion, right? What actually?
I can't wait.
What actually is really going on?
And it's gonna piss me off because they're doing the same thing they did last season.
Mm-hmm.
They're overhyping it. But anyway. Tom's trying to talk Schwartz into moving in again. And then Sheana walks up and she brings up the podcast. And
she was so fucking snarky. Dude.
Oh, she goes, I'm writing a song about. And then Tom fills it in with our affair and Sheana. Backpedaling, mind you. Open to interpretation. And then she gives the stupid Jetta line. Here, let me go back. Just in case you forgot. Just in case. Let me find it. Where did she say that again? Or do you not need a refresher?
She said something Jetta, Betta, should have had
song,
a golden shower.
No, how she says there's just that one line. But we go to the earlier in the episode where she's bragging to Ariana that the song, when I first started to write it, it was only about Raquel then we wanted to extend the second verse, so we wrote a couple lyrics that also had to do with Tom. It's...
Well, and then it also is about Ariana, of course, because, you know, because the girl with the Jetta.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Schwartz? Yeah, that's when Tom Schwartz goes, yeah, I guess that could be taken or left up to interpretation if Raquel didn't literally drive a Jetta. Tom Sandoval gets pissed and storms out, and Sheena goes, I thought you guys already listened to it. Because in Sheena's world, everybody's already heard the fucking song. And they loved it so much they've listened to it enough to have it memorized. Why doesn't Tom have this song memorized by now?
Yeah. And it's just like, well, it's because, oh jeez.
But anyway, Tom gets pissed, storms out, and I want to go with him, but only because I want to get the fuck away from Sheena.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I do, you know, feel a little bad for Tom in that moment, because that's just totally like, you know, because the whole Sheena's whole thing is about we're just so close and such good friends.
Yes.
And it's such tearing me apart, but I just can't help but throw you under the fucking bus and then fucking pull money out of your pocket
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was like,
awful human beings, man.
Yeah.
Every single fucking one of them, except for Joe.
I don't know. You think Allie's awful?
I don't know why Allie's there. I don't think that she's into DJ James Kennedy at all, and
Lala's pretty good this season.
I mean, I think that she's brought some much needed perspective that doesn't. Well, actually, let me say it like this: it's not much needed. She brings a mature perspective that's not needed to the show, and I don't, like I said, I just don't think that her and James are, you know, going forward into the future. Vibes, man.
Vibes. Okay, should we wrap it up before?
Yeah, I'm starving.
I'm gonna start coughing again. But I think that I don't know what the arc was, but my takeaway from this episode is get Rachel on the payroll. We might not be seeing her, but what would this episode have been about?
Lala's sperm party.
Yeah. Anything else?
And Sandoval's deep brooding.
Yeah, he was brooding about the podcast.
And the house. And now Sheena's shitty fucking song.
I can't wait to hear Apples. Okay, anyway, thanks for listening. Wait. We really need you to hit like and subscribe. Tell a friend.
Have a good one.
Till next week.